light that surrounds me. If we hold ourselves together, we'll go far. Created a space. In my head it was empty, but I know that I want to be where you are. I was denied. I had spent those years, did not recognize the person that's inside. We have a purpose, but to take that leap, you must recognize the person that's inside. Believe me, I swear, the story's not over. As I fall, I will continue to get up. I cannot stop because it is over. Live in the moment, living in a quiet place. To be everywhere, to be without a care. I was denied. I had spent those years, did not recognize the person that's inside. We have a purpose, but to take that leap, you must recognize the person that's inside. a broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go. I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of yesterday.
Hello everyone and welcome to another AFR broadcast. Today we are doing the first in our 100% length race series. We have decided to start, as in real life, we are in Suzuka, Japan for this weekend. As always, I am your broadcaster Kunai Zero, and I will be kicking off things by myself, but we do have Seb and Sea Carrot both joining us later in the session, and hopefully it will be a good one. Of course, with 100% length comes a lot of time, so strap yourself in because it should be quite an interesting race for us today. Obviously, just waiting for everybody to get ready on their qualifying. A lot of people out on their going out on their outlap at the moment. Okay, so let's have a look. We do have a wet qualifying, so that'll be interesting to see how that makes things for the actual race. I'm not sure about weather. I might try and get some more info, but as of right now, I am as much in the dark as you guys are. So, only two people in the pits now, which is Impulse and Lotus. Everyone else is out and ready to go. Flying on their outlap. Might jump on board with Pacey as he's finishing his outlap now. See how we go. So, of course, we do have all the regular names switched up a bit. All the cars have been distributed based on skill. So, Pacey and Revo are sitting in the Williams cars as Pacey comes across the line now for the start of his lap. So, it's Suzuka down through the gears as you go into first corner. Then you go up, down, hit the traction, trying to make sure you keep it on, especially in the rain as you go through Snake. And in fourth gear, holding the car nice and steady there as they moved into the anti-banked curve. And then into Dunlop, which is the left sweeper coming up. Nice car control there as he comes through. And then plant it as it straightens up. Now, down towards the two kinks as it moves into Degner. There it is there. Straighten up the car, flat foot. And then up towards the hairpin. Now, this gets a couple of cars unstuck. So you don't want to go too far on the inside because it does tighten pretty quickly. So, Pacey getting a little bit sideways there, but either way, holds it. Then down through into 200R, which puts you into the spoon curve. Pacey going up a little bit. But manages to catch the car. And then here comes spoon. Trying to hold on. You don't want to use too much of the curb, especially in the wet, because it is a slippery track. And then you punch it out of spoon curve onto the back stretch. And then into the infamous 130R. Now, at this point in the F1 calendar... in the F1 series, you can pretty much take this full tilt, but maybe not so in the rain as he goes a little bit wide there, but that's okay. And then he moves into the Casio triangle. Down through the gears, very harsh chicane. Right-left combination as you come back onto the last curve and then onto the straight. And that'll put Pacey across the line with a 143.6. So he slots in a second as Sphinx in the Toro Rosso. Does a 142.3. Revo comes across now with a 145.4 in the Williams. So those are our initial laps there. Hopefully we will see some improvements as the qualifying session goes on. Apollo Pepsi with a 144.3, Gus with a 152.8, Wahid with a 145.5, Memphis comes across with a 143.8, and Potsy with a 143.1 there in the Haas. So very good times from these guys. Now, of course, in case you didn't know, the 100% series is set to realistic performance of the cars. So, of course, the McLaren and Ferrari are going to be up the top, and your Alpha and the Williams are going to be further back. So we will see how that puts a spanner in the works. It'll be very interesting to see how they deal with the changes in performance. So we'll jump on board with Lotus in the Haas as he comes out, finishing his outlap. Alright, so Lotus goes back into the pits. Looks like he's bidding his lap. Jump on board with Impulse in the Ferrari. I've already actually got commentators coming. Pencil. So yeah, I'm kicking it off by myself, but I've got Seb and C Carrot joining me very soon. But thanks anyway. Alright, so 11:40 to go in the qualifying session. Sphinx still on provisional pole with a 142.3. Potsy right behind him with a 143.1. Tominator going up there in the other Ferrari with a 143.13. So that'll start him on the second part of the grid. And Impulse is, looks like he's trying to just make a little bit of a gap before he starts his flying. Let's jump on board with him. Let's see how we go. 315 kilometers an hour as you come into that first curve. Down through the gears. Got to try and hold the traction on the car. Very slippery as he comes out of that exit into the snake combination. Exits that into the anti-banked curve. Alright, then you go through Dunlop, of course, then into the two kinks in the preparation for the hairpin. Looks like Shrimp is off to the side of the track. Nice traffic out of the way for Impulse as he comes in through the hairpin, down through the gears. Goes out a little bit wide there as the corner tightens up. So out through 200R towards Spoon. Ooh, using a bit of curb. And then straighten up the car, and then flat out down on the back stretch towards 130R. Up through the gears, 310 kilometers an hour. Does he keep it nice? Yes, he does. Just on the edge there, and then hard braking into the Casino Triangle. The right-left combination. Oh, he goes a little bit more on that first section. But manages to pull it back. Then out through the last curve as he comes across the line now. Here we are with a 144.7, which puts him in 12th position. Not bad from Impulse. Revo sets a 142.5, which puts him in second. And it looks like a couple of others have updated their times. We're still waiting on times from Lotus and Bull and Rocky, the only two drivers not to set a time so far, with 9 minutes to go. Let's jump on board with Potsy as he's going on. Fastest lap is now Tominator with a 142.2. Good stuff from the Ferrari driver there, so we'll have to see how the others respond in kind. So we're just waiting for Sphinx to come through the back section of the course in order to start his outlap. So of course Suzuka being one of the more intense tracks on the F1 calendar, with some fast corners and technical sections. This last Casino Triangle tends to get people caught out when they're not expecting it, just because of the amount of load that's required from the car as they go into that. So here we are with Potsy now on his flying lap. We'll see how he does. We'll stay in broadcast mode and see how well the cameras pan out. This one, an interesting choice. Moving out of the way there, the Alpha. Let's see as he comes through snake section out into the anti-bank. See what his sector 1 times are going to be like. Hoping to see pretty good things from Potsy actually. Seems to be, oh Jesus, 5/10. Not bad. Oh, but he gets a little bit sideways there because of the curbs. Got to watch out for those. As he comes into the hairpin, down through the gears. Does he hold it out? Yeah, keeps it on the slick side of the track. Tominator has retired from the session. Okay, so he's happy with his time there, 142.2. I wonder if that might have been an incident. Sector 3 yellow flag. Sphinx goes across the line in the Toro Rosso with a 141.5. So that puts Tominator down into second place now. Here comes Potsy, and he's 1 second up on his Sector 2, which is putting him into the 142 range. Hard in through the brakes, through the Casino Triangle. Last curve. Where does he set? He's at 141 right now. Crosses the line at a 142.2, which puts him in second position, right behind Sphinx. A good result from the Haas. Great results from the Toro Rosso and the Haas at the moment. First and second. Tominator gets pushed down into third, and Revo down into fourth. And a great drive from Revo, considering he is driving on the Williams. So performance will be affected. But knowing Revo, he does have the skill to pull out every inch of performance from the car. So we'll see how well he does that as he's just prepping now to go on his flying. So Lotus is the only driver remaining who hasn't set a lap, as we just passed the 6-minute mark for qualifying. So Revo coming across 130R into the Casio Triangle now. Preparing for last curve as he comes out onto his flying lap. We'll jump on board. Let's have a look on the person camera for Revo's flying lap. Up through the gears, down towards the first turn. Using a bit of that curb, using a bit of the outside. Potty has retired from the session now, so he'll be happy with his 142.2. Nice traction there as Revo's just holding the revs. Trying not to lose any time from scrubbing as he gets a little bit kick out of there, but holds it. Okay, so up through the gears again as you get into the hairpin section. Oh, gets a little bit of a lock-up. Has to fight the car, but he holds it in line as Lotus goes off the track to get out of the way of Revo's lap. Oh my god, he gone sideways again. Revo trying to push the car more than it's capable. But if there's a driver to do it, it will be him. Sphinx retires from the session with a 141.5. As Revo now coming up onto the back stretch. Up through all the gears, hitting about 310 kilometers an hour before he has to break into the section of 130R. Or balls to the wall and doesn't break at all. No, it looks like he's binning that lap of the turbo mistakes, and that's fine. Trying to save some performance for his next flying attempt, it looks like. Ooh. I just realised that you guys weren't getting any sound. I'm so good at this broadcasting thing. God damn it. Not sure why that wasn't coming through, but hopefully it is now. So I do apologise for that, guys. Okay, so we've got 3 people that are already retired. As Revo's doing his flying, carrying some decent speed as he comes into the back stretch. There it is, 310 as he comes in, and he holds it flat. Lifting off just a little bit. So he now breaks into the right-left section. Ooh. He goes off on there as well. Okay, so that's probably going to... No. Going across on a 141.6, but does not count because of the cut. So, he's probably going to call that. Yep, right into the wall. I think he's done. Hey, Wild Sea Carrot.
How are we?
Yeah, not bad. Just watching as Revo's completely binned his lap there, so he's happy with 6th. Watching Wahid now as he's trying to finish his section up before the timer runs out, so he'll still be able to get one flying in there.
I'm looking tough on KO, but I can't seem to see our race on KO. How strange was that? It's showing some dodgy Bathurst stuff instead.
Yeah, that's good. We're breaking rules and racing on a Saturday. We're not afraid of no typhoon.
Fox Sports needs to get their priorities in order, I think. Let's try this game open. Steam wants to work for me.
So Wahid comes across the line now, starting his flying lap. We'll see what the other Toro Rosso driver can do as his partner is sitting on pole. through Snake now, down into 4th. And the 3rd. Shield shifting up again. Let's see what his sector 1 time's going to look like. Up on his time by 2/10. Through the gears towards the hairpin section. Goes out a little bit wide, so he's obviously lost some time there. Now he's off into the grass, so that's not going to be a great lap for him. And that's probably him done. Puts him up, down 3/10. So obviously not going to improve there. So Whitehead will probably stay 10th, but I think T-Mac is also on a flying lap behind him, so we'll see how he's going as he pulls into the pits. Oh Jesus, T-Mac drifting into the pit lane. Okay, and it looks like he will start from 16th. Still 1 minute going, so there we are. Okay, so everyone now finished.
A topsy-turvy grid. Got to say, I like the look of it.
100% going to bring out a different kind of monster for all of these. So as we have qualifying finishing up, Sphinx is your pole position sitter with a 141.5 from the Toro Rosso driver. Gus Rules takes second with a 141.8. And Shrimp and Potsy following them on the second part of the grid, 3rd and 4th respectively, with a 141.8 and a 142.2. Some of our bigger names, Revo in the Williams set a 142.5, so a good attempt from him to extract that much from the Williams. Pacey, down, his teammate, down in 12th with a 143.6, and we've also got T-Mac at the back with a 147.3, and his teammate Apollo Pepsi with a 142 up in the top half of the grid. So, as we're all preparing now for the actual race, it looks pretty dry so far, but I'm not sure if the weather is going to change at all. But we're in for the whole 9 yards, so everybody better get strapped in and comfortable because it's going to be a long one.
Yeah, now's your chance to take your beverages, drop your kids off at the pool, whatever else you need to do.
So, see, Carrot, what do you reckon?
Wow.
How many safety cars do we expect?
Oh, well, look, around Japan you always get one, so look, in this game, who knows? I think we'll see a few virtuals. Whether we see the real beast come out, that'll be something. I don't know. We're going to see some overtaking, I know that much. With the Williams guys, you'd think it's going to be hard for them to go forward, I suppose, with the pace they've got. But over the long haul, we'll see how concentration steps into it as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long time to be switched on, twice as long as these guys usually race. So your attention span might drift a bit. Start thinking about better things and find yourself in the dirt. It's a tricky track. So
Suzuka, like I said earlier, Suzuka has those fast bits, but it's also got the technical bits. So it's one of those tracks that can catch people out, especially in that last right-left section of the Casio Triangle into last curve, putting so much brake pressure as you're just coming out of 130R, which a lot of drivers take flat nowadays, can really unsettle the car, and also tends to lead to an interesting overtake opportunity if people are ballsy enough, but not sure if we'll see that.
well, you've got that dodgy bump for the home straight, so whether that catches anyone out as well, especially as tyres start to wear.
Okay, so we're starting pretty much now as everyone's getting their setups finalised, and we have to wait for the formation lap. And here we go, so 53 laps that we're on board for. The Sphinx goes out in pole, warming up the tyres. So a good showing from the Toro Rosso. teammate Wahid down in 10th, so hopefully they'll be able to do a pretty good showing. Okay. So, Sphinx gave us a pretty good showing in F2. So I'm kind of hoping he'll be able to translate that into F1. He did say himself that he has a little bit of difficulty when it comes to the F1 cars.
Well, he's done a good job. I mean, the Toro Rosso is no spring chicken. So to get that up on pole, he's done pretty well, I think. So he's obviously got some sort of pace around here. Whether it's just a wet weather hero, maybe. We'll see if it translates into the dry. But he's in a good position here.
Yeah, definitely. And also props to Gus Rules putting the Alpha there on second, and Shrimp putting the McLaren on third. Now, Shrimp used to drive in the McLaren. That's what he drives normally. Potsy there in fourth position in the Haas. Tominator putting the Ferrari there on fifth. Apollo Pepsi in sixth. I don't see Mercedes, sorry. So it doesn't look like anybody's taken them up.
No one quite slow enough to need that much of a handicap given to him, I suppose. Yeah, it's nice to see. It's almost a reversed grid, but it's so rare to see realistic performances in online racing, so I'm excited to see how these cars translate, because they all have different strengths and weaknesses, of course. Renault's decent straight line speed, but a bit dodgy through the corners, and sort of similar with the Ferrari spec, I guess. Not so much in the real world now, but definitely in the model that this game's based on. Plenty of straight line speed, not so great twisty stuff, so different strengths and weaknesses for each of these cars. It's good to see for a bit of a change.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so it looks like the formation laps come to a close, so everyone's getting ready to take off as the lights start to count down. Just waiting on that fifth one to turn off. Here we are. Okay, so we are away with 53 laps here at Suzuka as Sphinx gets off the line. Pretty good. Oh, there's a drift happening already from one of the Williams cars, but hopefully he's kept that in line as they all come into the first corner. It looks pretty clean. No, there's no traffic. Well, there's two. There's a Renault and a Ferrari that have gone off. I'm trying to figure out who they are.
That's
Tominator
and
Apollo Pepsi. Going to have to jump back on front, but that is crazy. First corner carnage, and it's only lap 1 of 53.
That Ferrari looked like it was taken off like an aircraft when I had a quick look at it. It was...
Only managed to catch it on the side of that broadcast camera as Sphinx goes off the track for a little bit, but he's managed to keep it on part. So Shrimp and Potsy both going up 2 positions. Actually, no, they're standing on that. They must have got overtaken the first corner, but that's okay. So Revo puts himself into 5th. Jacob Meister drops down a little bit. Apollo Pepsi and Tominator, the worst off there, of course, as they're now at the back and they're going to have to recover. The majority of the grid on soft tyres. It looks like Revo is decided to take the longer stint in the first half, or in the first section of the race. Probably trying to make up for the lack in performance from the Williams.
Yeah, you've got the tricky beast as well, because these guys aren't used to having cars that aren't quite the same as each other, so might be expecting a little bit too much from their chassis compared to some faster guys around them as well. Can cause chaos. Head down the straight. Looks like we've had a fairly clean rest of the lap at least.
Just waiting for the interval times to come across. Someone just knocked the bollard out on the Casio triangle as Jacob Meister getting ever closer towards the back of Revo. Revo is taking that overtake. There seems to be a bit of an issue. No, there it is. So Revo gets off the overtake across Potsy as they come into the first corner. Jesus, Jacob's coming up real fast on the back of him as well. And we've got some time glitches here. People showing up. Lapped up, not sure what's going on. Hopefully it fixes itself. So right now Revo in front of Potsy and Jacob Meister close behind.
Yeah, looks like we've got 5 cars apparently per minute up.
Yeah, but the positions have still maintained, so I'm not
Positions
sure what's
have
going
stayed,
on
so
there,
hopefully that'll sort itself in the next pit. But it makes our life fun.
Apollo Pepsi gets a 3-second time penalty there, so corner cutting already on lap 2.
Tominator as well, I think, got one too.
Here we are with Bandcamp as he's trying to get up closer to the BWT. Oh, sorry, not the BWT. That's it in F2. It's a racing point.
Well,
And we've already got one person off the track, and that's Sphinx. So he's obviously lost, and he's now down at 8. So he's lost his pole. So he's going to have to play catch-up now as everyone else goes past. Rejoins in 9th position.
falls behind the other Toro Rosso. What a shame. Felt the pressure, I think, and couldn't deal, but plenty of time to make that back. Shrimpo sets the fastest lap so far of the race at 1:35.6.
Good job from the McLaren driver. DRS is enabled as we come into lap 3, and there we go. All the intervals have now fixed themselves up. That is good to see. So, Memphis Reigns in the back there, overtaking Sphinx in the Toro. As Bandcamp still trying to get up, but look at Impulse in the Ferrari as he gets closer and closer to the Alpha.
Sector 1 yellow flag as Apollo Pepsi had a bit of a spin and went off. Seems to have recovered now.
Okay, so a quick look at the intervals there. Potsy with the 0.2 behind Revo, so he's getting closer and closer to that. McLaren, everyone seems to be with a pretty good gap. The only biggest one right, of course, is at the back. Apollo Pepsi gets the overtake on Tominator there in the back of the grid.
Yeah, as Pacey's taken his stop now and thrown on some medium, so he'll be in for a long stint now. Looking to stop probably just the one more.
The benefit, of course, of 100% is you do get quite a lot of race time to try and make up some positions. And as fatigue starts to set in of our drivers, we'll see more and more mistakes. We'll see how well everybody can cope with the longer distance. Ooh, his Impulse goes a little bit too wide there. It's coming through 130R. Jump on board with the Haas, who's getting ever closer to the back of that Williams, but Revo's doing a fantastic job defending as he's all down out of ERS, coming up with DRS onto the main straight. Will he be able to catch it? Doesn't look like a Revo's off like a bullet.
Yeah, well, that Williams, it has that Merc engine. It's okay in the straight line stuff. It's just twisty stuff that you got to make the ground.
Sphinx getting a position back there in 9th. T-Mac gets the position up on Lotus as well. So lap 4 of 53. We've already seen 2 offs. Or 3 rather. Sphinx of course had his incident as well. But nobody's got terminal damage, so all good for the rest of the race.
Yep, we're all still chugging, and it's still anyone's race from here as Wahid picks up a 3-second penalty.
Oh, here we go! Revo with the late break trying to get the position up on Shrimp, but it looks like he got just a little bit cut in. So Shrimp manages to hold his second. I'm sure Revo will go for another attack anyway.
Oh, a little bit oversteery there for Shrimp. Those soft tyres already given grief, perhaps.
Here we go. Williams of Revo. As he's coming into 130R, he'll probably hold it pretty flat. There it is. Really well done as he comes into the triangle. Down through the gears. How much time can he gain? Here we are into the DRS zone. Gus Rules with the fastest lap with a 1:35.6. How much time can Revo make up? He's coming up really bloody fast. Here he goes, up on the inside there as he comes to the first curb, and oh, there's contact now! Revo's completely off the track. Ooh, doesn't seem to have, and he retires.
Oh, yes, he's done.
Doesn't look like he's got major damage though, so I think that was just a quit on his part. Yep, and that's Revo out of the race. So that is the Williams done.
Wow, okay. That's a bit of a shame because still had good speed, still had the chance to, well, truly get back into this race. Long way to go, but obviously not feeling it.
He went for the overtake and Shrimp closed the door, which caused him to fly right off the track, and he has decided to leave the session. So, it's all up to Pacey now for Williams' hopes. See where he can place his car as we start back on the race. Bandcamp, 0.5 behind Jacob Meiseder in the racing point. Impulse is 0.6 behind Bandcamp, so close little bit of racing so far. Potsy 0.4 behind Shrimp, so he'll probably be trying to do a move at some point. Sector 1 yellow flag. board with the Haas, getting ever closer to Shrimp. So Shrimp already shutting the door on one person. Will he do it on another?
Seen a myriad of different lines going through that final S-bend.
Potsy setting a fastest lap with a 1:35.6. So is he going to go? He's going to try and go on the outside of first curve. No, he pulls back. Sees a nice little move there from Shrimp and manages to read it well. 0.3 the gap now. It's ever closing. Obviously we don't want to see a repeat of what just happened to Revo, so Potsy probably taking it safer. It's good to see. All the gaps are pretty not bad. A lot of people within that 1 second range. We do have a couple of the back. Bull and Rocky 3.7 behind. Lotus 4.3 and Apollo 6.5. And of course Pacey with a bad start from him as he is 15 seconds and Tominator is 14.5 behind. Potsy trying to get ever closer to Shrimp. Shrimp's doing a good job holding his position. Gus Rules has a 1.5 lead on Shrimp, so he's having a great race so far as we're in lap 6. On board with Potsy as he's making his way through 130R now. Let's have a look. How does he hold it? Just a little bit off. Lotus with a 3-second time penalty in the back. As they come into the DRS range, will Potsy be able to catch him? Jacob Meister comes across with a 1:35.4 for fastest lap. Ooh, a little bit unsettling. Here we go. How's it going to work as he comes into first curve? No, just manages to hold his position there. So 0.5 the gap still. But Jacob's getting ever closer to the back of the Haas as well. He's put a decent gap between him and Bandcamp, 1.9. Ooh, a little bit of lag there. Jump on board with Impulse. He's getting closer as well. 0.2 the gap between him and Band. He's putting up a hell of a fight in the Ferrari. Of course, we were expecting Bandcamp to pull his usual defensive maneuvers. Ooh. Impulse goes a little bit wide there through a hairpin.
Plenty of ERS though to play with come next straight.
So of course, being a 100% race, we will see. Ooh, Pacey gets a 3-second time penalty there. We will see some different tyre deck be a much bigger factor. Oh, as Impulse takes the inside line a little bit too literally. Breaking down 0.5 the gap there as he comes into the DRS section. Let's have a look. When the DRS is on and the ERS is put up to 4, will he be able to catch him before the first curve? I don't think so. I think Band will hold him out, but we'll have a look. Impulse not doing anything too stupid. And just holding it back. Right now he's happy with the position he's in and he just wants to stay in the race. He goes a little bit wide there.
Yeah, well, these guys definitely got to think about tyre management as well, because that's going to play a big factor in this. You don't want to fight too hard too early and force yourself into an extra pit stop.
That's right. You've got a 53 lap race ahead of you, so you have to make sure you do the math right. Because small things can undo you. Sphinx gets a 3-second time penalty back in 7th position. Jacob Meister gets really, really close to the back of that, and it looks like Shrimp's pretty close to Potsy as well. So the Haas has managed to get past. There we go, Jacob ever closer. Hopefully he doesn't do too much of the dive bombing we saw him do in the F2 series. It's probably going to be a little bit chaotic. He's slowly creeping up onto the back of Sphinx. Oh, God, he's making a move. There he is on his own teammate. The two Toro Rossos battling it out as
no.
Sphinx goes way wide. on 130R. So Wahid takes the position. It's unfortunate for Sphinx. He did have the pole and did have the lead, but then he had a couple of mistakes that's put him out into 8th. Yep, and he goes into the pit. So one of the Toro Rosso drivers have decided to pit. That's going to beat his strategy from there. There's Impulse getting... Oh, he's so close on the back of Band there.
Probably a smart move. Stop fighting each other. Let's go the alternate strategy so we don't hurt each other.
Can't imagine Franz is too happy in the garage if they keep fighting the way they're fighting.
Yeah, that's right. What I am seeing, looking through telemetry, Shrimpo is lightning fast in the 3rd sector. That's where he's really making up his time compared to the guys around him. Putting him great stead.
It's good to see from McLaren. Tell you what though, I've got to give props to Impulse. He's holding up on Band really, really well. You could say that's down to the Ferrari having a bit more performance, but still, I mean, it's a good job to keep himself within that 1 second for so long.
You've still got to get the performance out of the car though.
Mm-hmm.
Landed to you.
There's one thing to stay behind, it's another to overtake, and hopefully we can see him do that. Lotus gets a 3-second time penalty in the back. So right now, lap 9, and as we look at all the intervals, 0.5 is the shortest with T-Mac there behind Bull and Rocky. Everyone having a decent race. Tominate is also DNF'd. When did that happen? Alright, didn't see that one. We might have to...
Last lap, by the look of it, at some point.
Have a look at that one. Jacob Meister with a 135.2 on the racing point. Oh, he's getting ever closer to the back of the McLaren. Will he attack?
Take it. Oh no, he's lost it.
No, he's gone sideways, but is it too much?
Oh, just
There's damage, but it looks like he's still on. It looks like he's lost a bit of the wing and the end plate.
Oh, this will put him way back now.
Oh, that's a...
Look for the safe re-entry.
He's got to make sure he doesn't rejoin too hard. That puts him in 10th right now. Apollo 26 seconds behind, so it's all right. So no end plate and a bit of wing lost from the left side of that racing point. Unfortunate, because he just set the fastest time as well.
Yeah, he was lightning around there, setting purple sectors for days. Too much to handle.
Back on with Impulses. Look at him get ever closer to the back. Is he going to go for the inside move? Pulls back just a bit. He knows he's got to be smart about this. Alright, now he's coming up onto 130R. He goes up on the inside. There it is. The overtake has happened. Good job from the Ferrari driver, but he's still going to hold it. It's carrying a lot of speed into 130R. And Bandcamp won't just let him have that position for too long, so we'll see if Bandcamp can fight back. But the Ferrari does have more power.
Looking through the sector times, those guys who have pitted, Shrimpo and Lotus and Co, they're the fastest guys out there on track at the moment, sector times. So, Sphinx especially, so those fresh softs are going to make a difference. The undercut's well and truly on.
Bulamaki overtaking Memphis in the back there. So we'll have a look and see if Bandcamp can hold the same kind of gap to the back of Impulse. Right now it's expanding to 1 second, so it looks like it is slipping away from him. I'll jump back here, as there seems to be a little bit of a train happening between Bull and Rocky, Memphis and T-Mac.
Jacob chucks on the new wing and hard tyres, it looks like, so probably going to push it to the end if he can.
Alright, so Memphis range with the 3 second time penalties. That's going to hit him pretty hard. T-Mac, a little bit of breathing room now. So, watching those intervals, looks like Memphis is the closest there to the back of the racing point. Not sure if he'll be able to make any type of move. Bandcamp's now brung himself down to the same gap. A little bit of loss there from T-Mac, but he holds it.
Sphinx at the moment as well, and truly the fastest car on the track with those fresh shoes on. on the charge with the undercut.
Let's see how much he can improve from that 11th spot. Oh my, T-Mac. Almost hit the pit entry. Would have ended his race for sure. So Memphis is getting super close to the back of that racing point. Bull and Rocky. Sphinx does set the fastest lap with a 1:34.9. But he needs to improve one more position for it to count.
Although guys in front of him still need to pit, so he'll jump well and truly up the field.
Oof. Bull and Rocky gets a little bit of those front tyres into the gravel. So it might mean that the McLaren can try and catch up now. T-Mac's getting ever closer as well. Bandcamp manages to get down to that 0.5. Shrimp's getting pretty close. Going to have to jump on board with him as he's trying to make that move on Potsy. Coming into DRS. He has all the ERS available to him. Will he try and punch it up? No, puts it down to 0. So he's not trying to look for a move right now. Wants to get it maybe up to 100%, I guess. Comes in at first curve, a lot of speed carried in there. Potsy bled a lot too, so now 0.4 of the gap. As Sphinx takes the position away from Apollo Pepsi there in 10th. Memphis Reigns getting ever closer as well. Oh, does he get him up on the inside? Not quite. Bull Rocky does get away. Going through Snake.
Oh, crikey, it's tough to follow through there with this dirty air.
T-Mac's getting ever closer as well. So we're going to see 2 attempts, I think. 0.3 the gap between them now.
Sphinx on Apollo. There's going to be contact here.
Oh,
If
there's
these guys
contact
aren't careful.
between Memphis and Bull and Rocky as well, as they were pretty close. We'll jump back with that Toro Rosso as he's right up the back of Apollo Pepsi. So will he be able to make a move now as he's coming into the kinked corners?
Sphinx was almost a second and a half faster than Apollo last lap, so
He's got no ERS as well, and he's still catching up. Will he go up on the inside? That's a tight turn. But he manages to dodge any carnage. So Apollo gets in front. Sphinx setting himself up for the backstretch.
Apollo well and truly holding Sphinx up here. He needs to get it done before he kills his new shoes.
Apollo shutting the door. But there is technically space. Will Sphinx be able to use it enough to get in through 130R? It's a fast banking corner. Apollo's in the better position for it. And Sphinx gets it done.
He should have the pace now to just yeet off into the distance, you'd think.
Now the eyes will be on Apollo Pepsi as he comes in. He'll have DRS and the ERS modes as well. So how much will he gain? 320 as they come in a first curve, bleeds off a lot of speed. Oh, look at him, catches them off on the outside. But Sphinx gets the better exit. So now the gap extends to about 0.7.
Yeah, I think those 13-lap-old softs have seen the best of their life.
Back
Sphinx
up a couple of positions to T-Mac.
50 seconds up to make it up to T-Mac, but a pit stop ahead of him.
So we're in lap 14 now. The time got away, so Bull and Rocky managed to put a 1 second gap between him and the driver behind as T-Mac's closing ever closer to that McLaren. So will he be able to get him out as they prepare for the backstretch into 130R? Here we go. Will he get the toe? Yes, he does. Will he go up on the inside? Will Memphis try to close up? No, they're wheel to wheel now. T-Mac gets it done. Puts himself in 8th.
Nice move, T-Mac. That looks like the place to be for the overtakes as Potsy and Shrimpo exchange moves up at the top.
Memphis goes past T-Mac again as they come up onto the main straight. And Potsy now trying to chase McLaren. Ooh, a little bit of loss there, but he manages to keep it. Gus with a 3.5 second lead, so good job by him.
Yeah, a bit of an issue there for T-Mac. Didn't quite catch up with the yellow flag. I think he had a bit of a spin. He lost 7 seconds down to Memphis, and Sphinx gained 7, so might have hit that bump coming into the home straight and had a bit of an issue, and it's cost him big.
Of course, it happens just after I pan out. Alright, so 0.4 the gap now between Potsy and Shrimp. Trying to see if he can catch him as they come up to the back stretch, just around Spoon. Shrimp gets a 3-second time penalty. No, he went out way too wide, so that's going to give Potsy a nice little buffer. Will the Haas driver be able to catch him right to the end? Here we go. He's going to have to go to the left, nowhere else to go. Makes the turn and keeps the speed. So well done by Potsy. Gap now to... Oh my god, he's going on the inside!
Whoa.
That's a massive attempt! God! Shrimp thinking he can get the break, but that's not the place you want to do that.
Yeah, Shrimp didn't need to force the issue there. He had all the ARS to play with. Still got 90%. He's not going to force the issue now. He'll have to work his way back up.
Sphinx just got an overtake on T-Mac. It looks like T-Mac's probably got a little bit of a spin as Wahid, his teammate, makes the overtake on Bandcamp, and it's a really good one, and he keeps the corner speed going into curve. Bandcamp's going to try and get it back, though. Closing it up 2.5, 0.1. Wahid goes a little bit off. No, but he gets it done. 5th position rewarded to the Toro Rosso.
Ooh, well, he picks up dirt on the exit of that corner. I've been there. It almost eats into the wall if you hit it too hard. T-Mac picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in pit lane. Not what you want to do at all. Those ones hurt. And Lotus is disqualified for parking in a dangerous location.
What? Let's have a look here.
Looked like he tried to re-enter onto the track.
And he gets disqualified, and he's gone. That's it. Oh, no way. Lap 16.
Wow. Well, that's certainly one way to do it.
This game sometimes is a real pain.
Yeah, press F to pay respects there. Alright.
So Bandcamp trying to clamber up. The position from Wahid, 0.7 is the gap for him. Shrimp there with a 0.5 gap. And it's getting ever closer as he comes down the main straight. We'll see what he can do. In the first curve. Laps in, the tyre deck has got to be starting to hurt.
Yeah, the lap time's definitely fallen off just a little bit. We've got a couple of guys still setting green laps up near the top where he's set a green lap, and so did Bull and Rocky, so they're still getting pace, but the rest of them fallen off a good half a second to their best.
Now made that gap 0.9, giving himself a little bit of breathing space, and of course Shrimp does have a 3-second penalty, so Impulse is well within it. We'll see how well he can do in the Ferrari to catch up. Gaps are starting to extend as we hit lap 17. The only person within that 1 second is Shrimp. But of course, the first round of pit stops will determine a lot. So we'll have to see how they all...
Well, what's the pit lane around here? A good 29-ish seconds or something like that? 25-something seconds. So I think Sphinx will be the big beneficiary at the moment. I think should the guys in front of him pit now, he'd probably come out in about that 4th or 3rd spot. As Impulse has set a purple sector 1. So still managing to get something out of those 17-lap-old softs as Jacob picks up a 3-second penalty for corner cutting.
So all of the gaps have now stretched out. Gus Rawls has a 4.1 second lead. Shrimp 1.1 seconds behind Potsy, 1.7 seconds behind for Impulse. And Bandcamp now extends it out to 1.5 behind Wahid. So
Impulse just set a 34.9 Sector 1, by far fastest Sector 1 we've seen yet today.
Sphinx has retired, something's happened.
Oh no.
Can't see what it is. I don't see, yeah.
I see yellow flags. I see him over in the wall, off in the dirt. Just in front of, as Pacey went past him there. You'll see him on T-Max cam. Which corner is that?
Cannot see the car. I'm not sure what happened there, but that's okay.
No, he's just disappeared now, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, he yeeted off into the dirt, head first into the wall, so I'm going to say probably popped a wheel off. So that's no good at all. He was looking pretty good, looking in a good spot for a podium.
Okay, so Bandcamp goes into the pits. He gets out. Let's have a look. Where will he rejoin? Looks like in 8th position.
I can give you a slight update on the old penalties. Our boy Apollo Pepsi is the worst offender so far.
And he gets a 5-second penalty, as you say.
As you wouldn't read about it, would you? Holy moly.
Bandcamp on fresh tyres. Let's see what he'll be able to do with that Alpha. Starting to see the first of the pits coming in. Apollo's doing his as well. Sector 2 yellow flag. Bandcamp now has 11 seconds to make up. Memphis does still have to pit though. Pacey 19 seconds behind Bandcamp there. Still on the medium compound. Oh, Shrimp gets closer and closer now. Here we go. Down under the 1 second mark. Trying to catch up to the Haas. And Impulse right behind him as well. So 4 DNFs now as we hit lap 20. Gap now extended to 1.3, so Impulse is catching in for closer. Good job there from the Ferrari driver. Top 7 drivers still have to pit. So that will throw a wrench in the works, especially when it comes to rejoining. Have to see how that comes about. Massive gaps here at the back. 19 seconds for Pacey, 9 seconds for Apollo. So the halfway mark will be 26, lap 26. Well, lap 21 so far. What do we think? What do we think's going to happen from here on out?
He jumps in to put on new shoes. Looks like he's going on the medium compound. So I'm going to make a good 30 odd laps on those mediums from here to the end. Look, I'm surprised to see how long these softs have lasted for them to get to this halfway point and still have relatively decent lap times. They're still all set in 35s on these original softs, so I would have expected the degradation to drop them a little bit.
Okay, so Wahid comes out in 7th. Memphis gets the overtake on Bull.
Bull and Rocky ends up in the wall, but I don't think he's got... Yeah, he's lost most of his wing. That'll hurt. He's due a pit stop, so he'll lose a bit of time.
So Wahid going to take the overtake now. He's puts himself in between. The band manages to get away. Okay. So Bull Rocky's just going to have to fall apart as looks like Bull's tyres are starting to catch up to him.
Yeah, well, for Bull, he's got half a wing, so you can't expect any pace on this lap. He'll have to come in, change that, throw new shoes on and go to the end, probably.
So Gus, Rules and Potsy are both in the pits. Shrimp decides he's going to stay out. His teammate gets the overtake now. So let's jump on board with Gus. What's the waiting? He get holed up a little bit. Oh my god, is Potsy going to come out in front? No. That's okay, he joins. So where will he join? He'll go out in 3rd. Potsy comes out in 4th.
Memphis
And it looks like Memphis is going to go right past. Yes, he does. So that's going to put Potsy 1.2 behind the McLaren. And Gus is now 14 seconds behind Impulse. But Shrimp and Impulse still have to pit.
Memphis out of order as well, still has to pit, yeah. So really, disregarding pits, you would say right now Gus is leading this race, followed by Potsy.
Bull and Rocky goes into the pits. Allows Pacey to come up into 8th. Ooh, a little bit sideways there from Band. Ignore the curve there.
Going to keep it close eye. 5 seconds for teammate. Going to keep a close eye on Gus's sector time, see how much faster they are than Shrimp, see if that undercut is going to do him a world of good.
Band's really putting the pressure down now. 0.3.
Here comes Shrimpo into the pit, followed by Impulse. Race of the pit crews. Gus just about to enter the home straight. We should see him fly past them both. Memphis likely as well.
Ball with Potsy as he's going to try and get the speed time there. Teammate for 3 seconds, 1 minute. So let's see how we go. He comes out. Will he get the overtake? No, he falls back in line. That's okay. So Impulse. Bandcamp gets the overtake there in the back. Shrimp is 1.5 behind Potsy. Impulse 2.4 behind him, and Bandcamp is creeping up onto Impulse, but he's still 6 behind.
Potsy wants to get this move done on Memphis. He's got fresh tyres on compared to Memphis. Needs to get this move done so Gus doesn't yeet away.
Degner now. Last sections, they come into hairpin. Sector 1 yellow flag.
As we've got the Ferrari backwards. Impulse had a spin.
Impulse.
No wing.
Yep.
No wing at all.
So unfortunate for him, he was having such a good race, so that's going to put him back a little bit as we're on board with Potts as he tries to make the move as they come into the back straight. They're still side by side. Oh, the McLaren! Memphis! Oh, but he goes way too wide now, so Potsy takes it back, and they hit the main stretch. The back stretch. Let's see if Memphis can do anything. 22 lap mediums, and he's still putting the pressure on. On the outside of 130. Oh, that was so close. Jeez, good job from Potsy not to get into an incident there. He rejoined right behind with like millimetre perfect.
How has Memphis kept that spot? Is tyre wear even turned on, boys? It's crazy the life they get out of this.
Potsy's going to try and get it now. He's on the coming in the first curve. Will he go on the inside or outside? Bandcamp gets the fastest lap with a 136. Oh, a little bit of traction. Lost there, but that's okay. 0.3 still the gap. And Shrimp is also 0.3 behind as well. So there is a train happening. Haas is stuck between the two McLaren drivers. What will the strategy dictate?
The strategy dictates he gets in front of him. That's what the strategy dictates. Fresh tyres. He needs to get past Memphis before his day gets ruined.
Impulse goes into the pits, of course, having to replace the wing. And Rocky sets the fastest time, and Apollo Pepsi is retired. Not sure what's happened there. It's probably been an off.
We've got yellow flags. Yep, there was an off.
Overtaking Apollo there. I think he's just quit, actually. His car still seems to be running. Alright, so we're going to go on board with Shrimp. We'll see if Potsy can do anything as they come up into the Casio Triangle. Late on the braking, side by side, but Memphis does have the advantage. But Potsy gets on the inside, and now the wheel-to-wheel as they hit the last curve. Shrimp's also back there, so it's going to be a battle with three people. T-Mac off on the track. So both McLarens, oh, there's three side by side as they go down the straight. Memphis has to give up, but Shrimp made the position.
Holy moly.
What a drive.
Those two just, as Shrimp pulls up and gives the positions back, perhaps an illegal overtake under yellow flags there, I think, because of what happened with T-Mac.
Probably would have been the case. T-Mac would have triggered a yellow flag. Oh, that is unfortunate because Shrimp did a great job there, but rules are rules and you do have to give it back. So Memphis slots down into fourth. Shrimp gave back the position. He's in third, and Potsy gets away. As Gus rules with a 7-second gap.
Yeah, quietly but surely he's been putting in the laps, setting solid low 136s every time around. Keeping it tidy, keeping out of everyone's way. Pacey, through no real work of his own, finds himself in a healthy mid-points finish at the moment.
So we have 11 drivers left from the 16 starting grid. Gaps are starting to open up again. Potsy managing to get 2.3 of a lead into Shrimp. Maybe he gave up too much time when he pulled out on that position. But we're still expecting probably another pit stop, I think. We'll see how that goes.
T-Mac picks up another penalty. Lost count well and truly. Memphis, 25 laps. He's done more than half the race now on those mediums, so he's put in a position now where another couple of laps he can just jump on the softs and go to the end. So he'll have good pace very soon, and will probably come out in about 6th position. He should still be ahead of Pacey, so in a healthy position here for him as well.
So the closest gap on the field so far is Shrimp to Potsy with a 1.8. Jacob Meister close behind with a 1.9 on Pacey. 24 lap mediums versus 15 lap hards. As we just hit the mid section of the race now.
As our Bull and Rocky and Impulse are the two fastest cars on the track at the moment, exchanging purple sectors with each other.
Let's jump down on board with the Williams of Pacey up in 7th.
Yeah, neat and tidy race for him. Obviously hard to extract much pace out of that Williams, but slowly through other people sort of just killing themselves, he's managed to find himself in a nice position here, but still to pit, of course. He's pit once, but you wouldn't think those mediums are going to get another 20 laps out of him. But who knows? Who knows? Tyre deg certainly isn't playing much of a role at the moment. Doesn't seem to be anyway.
So Pacey coming into the triangle there. He's prepping for the main straight. Bandcamp. See how he's doing in the Alpha.
As we see him
As he
cut a
gets
corner.
3-second time penalty. You usually don't see that kind of driving from Bandcamp. Maybe the
You
fatigue's starting
don't.
to set in.
Yeah, that was just a lazy turn in there, wasn't it? Reeks of not fully paying attention a little bit, but
The debris caught him out just then too. He did have a little bit of a scrub. So he's trying to catch closer and closer to the back of that McLaren. The tyre deg has to be kicking in so far. 26 laps on the medium tyre.
it's blowing my mind the pace that these guys are still managing to get out of these. Memphis with those 26 lap old hards was still a second faster in the last lap than Trimpo in front of him.
Bandcamp is in DRS range now, so we'll get a little bit of the boost coming down. Into first curve. How much will it go? God, even with DRS, Memphis is still put on time. Well done. The gap bouncing back and forth over that 1 second time.
Top three all set, personal best laps last go around.
Sector 1 yellow flag.
Yep, we've got a purple Panther off. Jacob took a spin into the wall. He's missing a good chunk of his front right wing. Those old hards. Quite got the grip he's looking for. Oars, Impulse just squeezes past him.
Alright, so Jacob will have to drive pretty slow. On that hard tyre, he's going to have to probably pit in and fix that wing, because it's probably going to be quite a big to drive without it.
Yeah, he's missing way too much of that that wing. We'll have to change that for sure.
Here we go, 0.4 the gap now. It looks like the tyres are starting to dig. As Bandcamp goes, he goes up on the outside. Not the best place to be, but he manages to make it work. But how much speed can he hold? Does a pretty good job so far. 0.4 the gap as he slots into that fourth position. Memphis still keeping it though, 0.2. Just extended to 0.4. And 7 now the gap. Jacob Meister, 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Oh, can't
You
catch
hate to see it.
Can't catch the break.
Bull and Rocky currently the fastest car out there. Second faster than the cars around him. Switching those softs on as Memphis, bit of a drift there. Not surprised, 28 lap old mediums. He's got to be thinking pit, surely.
Him and Pacey sharing the highest in Deg. Pacey still on 27 laps. Shrimp finally breaks under the 1 second barrier.
Yeah, it's starting to hurt
Sector 2 yellow
though.
flag. Looks like T-Mac just was retired.
Yeah, he was a lap down. He was getting hit with the old blue flags every corner he went. Memphis driving in the grass for some reason. And straight. Maybe falling asleep, having a quick nap down home straight. Keep the energy levels up. He's a good 1.5 to 2 seconds slower per lap now, Memphis, compared to the cars around him. So you want to start to think pit before the damage sets in. Pits now, he'll still come out in 6th, but waits much longer. And Bull and Rocky's on the charge.
1 second. Memphis has got to be planning to pit soon.
Yeah, he's sort of hanging himself out there to dry at the moment, setting almost a 137 on the last lap, ahead of the guys around him setting 134s, so it's starting to hurt. His strategy is clearly to go as long as he can and then jump on the softs, but close eye on him. No, stays out another lap.
Wahid, as he gets a DRS from the back of Memphis. See how well the Toro Rosso driver can close up.
Mind-boggling that we've got a few people on their third set of tyres, and Memphis and Pacey still haven't pitted yet.
So, shortest gap right now, lap 31. There's just under 1 second from Shrimp there. Impulse with a 3-second time penalty. It's a pretty fierce battle happening between Potsy and Shrimp right now. They're keeping really, really close to each other as Gus gets a 7.6 gap. Good job from him in the Alpha. Jacob gets a fastest lap with 1:33.4. Shrimp really close up here, less than half a second. Be able to catch him by the end of the straight. Looks pretty good. Potsy holds the inside line for himself. Oh, they're side by side as they come out of first curve, and it looks like Potsy still has the advantage up there. Has to fall back in line. He's trying, but Potsy just putting himself in the position he needs to be for the defence.
Yeah, guys, Pacey did pit early on to change his wing, but he stayed on the same compound as he comes into pit now. And stuffs it well and truly. The only one today. It's at 80k an hour. Speed limit catches another. He's going to throw on the softs. You'd expect to go to the end from here. Here we go. He'll have good pace with those. See what I can get out of that Williams. The only way he's up from here, really. Memphis, the lone warrior out there on the original set of tyres, still, he's starting to drop back down. He was right up Bandcamp's bum a couple of laps ago. Now he's over 4 seconds behind, so it's hurting. But Wahid doesn't seem to be catching him at any great rate.
1.2 gap still between them, and Shrimp tries to close up again on Potsy, but he's much further back than he was last time. He does have a lot more entry speed though. Closes it up to 0.4 through the first curve. Has the fresher tyres too, but only by 1 lap, so it's not going to affect him that much. Oh, Potsy loses a little bit of traction there. So Shrimp probably going to be able to try and close it up. Look at the different intervals from everyone else. Massive gaps are opening up. Oh, Pacey!
Oh no!
Oh, Potsy, sorry.
What?
No!
Not terminal, but he's certainly chipped a good chunk of that wing.
Bandcamp takes up that position too, so he's in third. Oh, pushed a little too hard. And now the Haas driver, straight off. But joins
Now's
back
his
in
chance.
fourth, so
He'll come back into pit, throw a new wing on, throw some soft tyres on, go to the end. He should still come back out in 6th place.
jeez, the Alfa Romeo capitalising on the mistake, so now he's in that third slot.
What a shame.
Now
Points
the
for-
32 lap mediums of Memphis is closing up on Potsy. Ooh, he takes.
Ooh.
You can see that the wing really hurt him there. Had to back way off as they're coming into the triangle. Good job by Memphis. So Potsy will go into the pits there.
Keeping it on the speed limit. Well and truly safe. Good job, Potsy. Threw that pit limiter on with a good 10 metres to spare.
On board with the pit stop. How long are we looking?
Oh, as Wahid's up in the grass. A little bit understeery for him. Running wide.
Is it out there? So Potsy's probably going to rejoin just where he is in 6th. Bullenrocky way too far behind.
My mind continues to absolutely blow as Memphis's last lap was faster than the 6 cars around him.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's nuts. He has so much pace.
That's absolutely...
He's driving the crap out of that car.
It just... 3 seconds for Shrimpo.
Oh no, now that's the second one he's got, isn't it? So Bandcamp might get a default second with this.
Still 20 laps to go, yeah. More to come potentially too. Just don't know how Memphis is still sitting 135s on ancient mediums. You should just be about seeing the steel threads on those, if they had them.
Jacob Master in the pits. Must have some wing damage because 5 laps isn't really enough to worry about tyre dig.
Well, 34 laps doesn't seem to be enough to worry about tyre dig around here at the moment.
Memphis still going strong. Pulling great work out of the car.
Yeah, phenomenal drive so far. Heap of close eyes. We're nearer the end of the race. We'll ask our chat for a driver of the day. He's got to be in the discussion for sure.
Okay, so lap 35. Oh, Jacob with 3 second time penalty again. Lap 35 of 53. There's a sector 2 yellow.
Not sure what that was. Maybe just for the penalty.
Can't see too much of a change in the interval, so yeah, not sure what that is. So lap 36 now as goes across the line. So shortest gap right now is a 2.4 from Bullenrocky and Potsy. I don't think it'll catch him though because Potsy's got way fresher tyres, so I think that gap will only increase. But we've still got a good 17 laps or so to go. Sector 3 yellow flag and Jacob Meister's retired.
It's a minute plus down as he parks it in the middle of the almost the home straight penultimate corner. Not sure what happened there. So now everyone gets a point day. It's 100% Oprah Winfrey special.
Memphis still pushing at 35 laps on the mediums.
Yeah, I don't know what's the plan at the moment because he's certainly past the point where he could go on softs and they'll be just as fast, if not faster, all the way to the end from here. He's got to be thinking it.
Hello, gentlemen.
Here we are.
Oh, good morning.
Seb joins us here in the commentary box.
How's the race going?
Not bad. We're 36 laps in. Gus Rules is our leader. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 DNFs.
Ooh.
All of varying reasons. still out. So 30 slick slaps now on the medium tyre.
I mean, you can only assume the radio at McLaren is broken and no one wants to tell him to come in. He's just in robot mode, sat in the lap. Doesn't care about his shoes at the moment.
Well, he still has to do the compulsory pit stop.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe he's aiming to try and do like a really fast sprint at the end.
But the way we see in tyre deck, guys are setting fast laps still on softs that are 15 laps old. So it's got to be reaching that cutoff. Love to see exactly where his tyres are at, but I quite get my tyre telling it work for me. But
so, closest gap is 2.3. Ahead in the Toro, trying to catch up to Memphis there in the McLaren. And I mean, on paper, you think he'd be catching him, but he's just not. Great driving there from the McLaren.
keeping an eye on his, I can see his tyre temps, and he pushes the 100 degrees on that front left most corners of the lap, so there can't be much left on it. Really cannot, as you slowly start to see some beating through the slow corners.
Bandcamp goes into the pits. So does Memphis. So here we go.
Oh, finally put those poor mediums out of their misery.
So how much time will they have lost in the pits as Potsy is coming down the straight now? Will he overtake? Oh, he's going to fall just behind. So this could put Potsy back in contention now with that pit. As Bandcamp switches over to the medium.
Well, Band is not having a lot of pace at the moment either. Well, he wasn't on that last lap with those softs. He said a 138, so he certainly felt they were done. The fact he decided to change to a new set of mediums can only tell me that he ran out of softs to try.
Now, here's a question. Will Potsy be able to take the position away from Memphis? I want to say no, because if Memphis was driving as fast as he was on mediums, I can only assume he's going to go even faster on the soft compound.
Potsy has older tyres, so they are more warm, you'd say, but these tyres warm up quick, and he also has a straight line advantage. He might get him down the next two straights.
Yeah, on the back stretch now as they come into 130R. Will he be able to get a toe enough to make it up to the corner? I don't think so, but it'll be bloody close as they come into the triangle. 8th gear as he follows him out through, keeps it pretty much flat. Look how close he's going. He's got to go on the inside. Is it going to work? Late braking!
Sent it.
Into the triangle and gets the position. Good drive from the Haas.
He's got Darius as well. He'll be gone.
Memphis was very polite then. He could have cut that off.
And gets a fastest lap at the same time.
Not a surprise they're the two fastest cars on the circuit right now.
He's taking that snake complex really well. Keeping the gap at 0.4. Pushes it up to about 0.5, 0.6 now as they come into hairpin. So just an update on the leader, 9.6 is the gap between Gus and Shrimp, so he is well in the winning position.
Yeah, no penalties either for Gus so far, I don't think so. Whereas Shrimp behind him has a couple. Gus is almost reaching free pit stop territory.
So here we go. Memphis has the toe advantage as they come into 130R. Potsy's getting ever closer to the back of Bandcamp as well. The tyre difference is going to make all the change. There we braking into the triangle, out of last curve, onto the main straight. So Memphis will have DRS advantage, will stay on board. His ERS is running out, so he won't have the added boost there.
Bandcamp's
on
is
the
sitting
inside,
dark.
he is. He's going hard. Oh, there's side by
no,
side.
contact.
No, there's contact, and that puts. Oh, but he keeps the drift. No damage. Lucky.
Phenomenal.
That's a
Potsy's
great
mistake.
hold.
He knows it.
Potsy
He's
gives
letting
it
him.
back.
And Potsy gives the position back, and that is great sportsmanship there from Haas.
Yeah, he knew that was his fault. Watching that incident, he just came across him. Pretty easy to explain. Skins had the inside line. He had the racing line. It's hit.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of these guys fighting each other really hard, but telemetry-wise, they're both over a second a lap faster than Bandcamp, even with Band's new shoes. So if they can stop fighting each other, they've got a free position in front of them.
It's lap 40.53. I don't see the fighting stopping anytime soon, but we will see if they can catch up to Bandcamp. Because Bandcamp is still 16 seconds behind that third position.
5 seconds off Band and making a second a lap up on him.
There is a Sector 1 yellow flag. As it looks like Impulse had a little bit of an off, I think. No, it's Pacey. He has stopped there as he starts to take off again.
No damage, but a little bit for Pacey. Just the bruised ego.
I think his ego's already bruised enough. He's in last place.
Yeah.
Especially what happened last night.
He's
Last
holding
night.
his own, especially in the Williams.
Yeah, he won't be too happy though. It's still pretty much the highlight of his day, getting up there into that. I think he hit 7th for a while there, whereas Revo was battling top 3 at point.
So Potsy making his way into first curve. Right to the gap now. Holding it steady. Wahid's gap is now 8.8, so even with the time penalty, Shrimp will have second, unless Wahid can try and up the ante.
Yeah, well, he's got a penalty of his own as well to get with, as does Band at the moment.
Just watching Potsy, he shifts down really quickly. He really uses the engine brake. He's going to really low gears through these corners. I'm wondering if this is going to kill his rear tyres. He might drop off the cliff at the end of the race. I don't know how long the softs. The way he's driving, he might kill.
Keep on tyre temperatures actually, and that you mentioned, I'll have a look. Over a lap, he does seem to heat him up, but I'll keep an eye a lap over keep it. But interesting thing is, Potsy's one of the few guys out there without a penalty at the moment.
He gets
does
ever
look very
closer,
smooth.
pushing up into the triangle, down in the inside. But Memphis does have the advantage coming into the second exit, out through last
It's too
curve.
nice.
Who's got the DRS? They're side by side, but it looks like Haas will have the advantage, so Memphis Reigns has to fall back. He will go into the tow line, though. How much kph can they gain? 305 before he hits the brakes.
Skins was way too nice. Gave him space when he didn't need to. Compromised his run out the corner.
That's okay, because it puts himself in the back, and of course he'll have DRS coming into the next two sections.
Yeah, it's not the first time we've seen that on Skinsy this race. He's been pretty polite out there.
And again, you don't need to get your elbows out. Still 10 laps to go. It's at the
Yeah.
point of the race where eyes might be getting a little, might be starting to get tunnel vision.
They all
Unless you
start
happen to be battling.
making it home, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at those rear tyres on Potsy, especially through that corner, they get up to the 101, 102 degrees, so they do heat up a bit, so wear's going to play a part.
It's 110? Is that what it? I see 110. Skins
Yeah.
is
Memphis is
Skins
really
was at
good.
110. Potsy hit 120. He's using those front tyres hard.
Yeah,
And the gap has just increased past that 1 second line, so as they move into the detection zone, it looks like Memphis won't get the DRS advantage after all. And it's going to hurt him. lap 43 of 53, 10 laps to go. We can see that Potsy is closing up the gap between him and Bandcamp.
Yeah, he was a second a lap faster than Band last time around. He should still be able to close that gap. He should have a battle, Potsy and the moving wall in closing laps.
One thing to say about Potsy's over-revving as well, if that's going to overheat his engine. I don't know how hot his engine is, we can't really see it on his steering wheel. I don't think there is anything on his steering wheel. Once he gets around 120 degrees Celsius, the engine starts to lose a lot of power, top-end power. So this could affect him, but he does have the mechanical grip over.
I can see through his telemetry I've got. His engine at the moment's not too bad. I've seen it hit 110, but it doesn't seem to have gone over that. So he's either running standard or lean at the moment, most likely. I think he's dropped it down into lean. He's got the fuel warning up, whereas the cars around him don't. So he's obviously a little bit more critical in that situation too.
Memphis bringing up this gap, 0.2. Going hard as they come in, so now he will have DRS advantage going through the detection zone. Will he be able to catch up though? 0.5 is the gap now. Fresher tyres, here it is, closing up, coming in on the inside of first curve. Slingshots past like it's nothing. And gets the position. Well done. 0.3 the gap now. There's a sector 1, sector 2 yellow flag. Something's happened.
I believe Shrimp had an off.
Looks like Wahid got a time penalty as well. 19 seconds now the gap, and Wahid's getting ever closer. Let's jump up a little bit. Oh, there's contact. The wing plate comes off.
Shrimp's missing more of his wing though.
Oh,
Shrimp.
there's more
Still
contact.
contact. Shrimp definitely had an off.
That's
6 seconds down on that sector.
Okay, so Shrimp now down in third. Bandcamp's going to close up really hard as well as Potsy's coming up too. Let's jump on board with Bandcamp now, see if he can reduce the gap anymore. 10 seconds is now the difference between him and Shrimp, and he's bringing it down second by second. Now it's down to 9, now it's down to 8.7. So I think we'll be seeing him getting ever closer as we hit that 45. Will Bandcamp be able to get third position? Just remember, Shrimp does have 6 seconds. Bandcamp has 3 at least. Oh no, Shrimp gets a 5 second for speeding in the pit lane, so that's Bandcamp's for sure, as he's going to get overtaken by about 4 people.
Shrimpo. He's having a great drive. It's all starting to unravel. Oh. Be a tight sprint down here.
Let's have a look.
I think Impulse will get it though.
Impulse coming across there, and there it is. Gets the overtake now, so 6th position for the Ferrari driver. See how well he can hold it.
Shrimpo's 4 seconds off, but obviously fresh softs compared to old mediums for Impulse. 8 laps, close up 4 seconds. He's got the pace to do it.
So here's another question too. We're on lap 45, 53. That means we have 8 laps to go.
Oh no, his Impulse is off. Impulse into the wall. Lost a good chunk of his left front wing. Shrimpo flies back past him, and it's invited Bull and Rocky into that picture as well, who should be able to get past the Ferrari now. His Impulse will have to limp home for a pit.
Yeah, he moves out of the way. Good job there. So unfortunate for Impulse. Took out that position, but then took out himself. So back down to 8th. Potsy getting closer and closer to the back of that McLaren. The other good question will be, can Bandcamp catch Wahid before the end of the race?
Well,
I think he's got better things to worry about.
He's
Like
got a chance. Last lap he was actually 3 seconds faster than Wahid, telemetry wise, so technically he could. Well and truly. But his more pressing concern is probably looking backwards, as Potsy's under 2 seconds to Bandcamp now and a second a lap faster. So lap 47, 48, we should be seeing these two battle. If Potsy doesn't get caught up with Memphis and start fighting and losing time again.
So the big battle coming into the end will be between Potsy, Memphis and Bandcamp. Bandcamp really is closing the gap on Wahid. He's down to 8 seconds and he still has 7 laps to go. Memphis, of course, only 0.5 behind. Pacey gets the overtake on Impulse as Impulse goes into the pits. Shrimp has brand new shoes, but I don't think he'll be able to make up the 16-second gap. But if he did, that'd be great, because that'd mean there'd be 4 drivers battling for contention. So they come out into the back straight now.
Impulse slots right in behind Gus Rules. Obviously a lap down, but behind him nonetheless.
Here we go. Potsy's making up time, but Memphis is... Ooh, and he goes way out wide. That's going to scrub some time. Will he try and attack on the outside of the triangle? No, I don't think so. He'll play it safe. As Potsy now brings the gap down, 1.5. Memphis, 0.4. He'll have DRS, and he's got a decent amount of ERS charged and smashes it up to 4. Coming on to that. Here we go, outside.
Potsy didn't fight him then, kept the ERS down on low.
Still have a couple of laps to go, so it's probably not good to do. Oh, Shrimp with a 132.2.
Lightning lap, that is. Second faster than our old fastest laps.
So the gap between Memphis and Bandcamp is 0.4. The gap between Potsy and Memphis is 0.6. And Bandcamp has closed the gap between him and Wahid to 5.9. This end of the race is going to shape up to be pretty spectacular, if you ask me.
Wahid's best chance here is if Band, Memphis and Potsy get caught up racing each other, just stay out front. It's going to be tight. Band is, there's no one harder to pass.
Band obviously getting slowed up by the fact that he's on the medium tyre. And it's starting to shape up good. We'll jump on board with Potsy because we'll be able to see all 3 drivers as they come up down the back stretch. So Memphis is going to have a bit of a tow happening, and so does Potsy. They're going to go through 130R, and then it's going to be a heavy break into the triangle as they move their way into last curve. But let's see how it all pans out. There's a sector 1. Impulse is out. He must have had a crash. God, Memphis breaks really late, closes up the gap on Bandcamp, so now everybody's within 1 second.
Wahid pits. Wahid pits. Free third place for Band. Surprised to see Wahid pit so late. But
Memphis
he's
go on the
obviously
outside.
Throw,
Oh my God, Potsy locks up, trying to avoid Memphis as Memphis tried to get a move on Band.
Back
and now
out, Potsy.
Potsy's side by side, but he comes up, and now they're all within the 1.1 second.
Here we go.
Pacey's
We could
retired
have
from
a
the session, so now there's only
We
7
could have a
drivers left.
side by side into 130.
That would be intense, and I'm waiting for it. As Memphis tries to go up on the outside, he scrubs again, but he's
Going
still
for
got
it.
the speed. Bandcamp slots in behind. Potsy has to back off to avoid the
That's
the
ballsy.
damage. Jesus
That is
Christ, but he's
ballsy.
going up again, the Haas driver. Look at him side by side as they move into the hairpin.
Bandcamp's got enough
Bandcamp's
pace
got the
compared to these two,
inside.
surely.
Oh, he
This is
keeps
gonna
the
kill.
inside, he keeps the inside. Yes, he does.
This could kill Potsy's chance of P2 here. Skins absolutely ballsy move. That's big dick energy right there. Get the elbows in.
Absolutely.
Get it, girl. Get it.
He's still on the inside now, but he does
Oh, he
pull
finally
away.
gets past.
He's
Band
gotta go now.
knows.
Band doesn't have the lap pace to keep up with these guys. He's well over a second slower than them, so these two should now fight for second from here.
Holy crap, Band is getting up on the back of Potsy though. Look at that, he's dropping it down a 0.2 as he comes into the triangle. Will he try a late break? No. He plays it safe.
Potsy was sitting on
He
zero.
will have DRS.
Yeah,
But will it be enough? I think the soft compound is... I think Band might be trying to bank on the softs dropping off enough. Potsy on 15 laps. I don't think he'll be able to worry about Memphis. Look at how much time he just gained there. Jesus. Reduce the distance.
Key thing here is Potsy's out of DRS at the moment. And he's also got the older tyres. Not as much.
Potsy's front tyres are melting. He hit the 120 degrees on that front left through that corner.
And this is also a realistic cup for.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
absolutely.
Yeah, so the McLaren has got more downforce through the corners than the Haas does. Haas has got very good straight line speed. But gee, he works those tyres.
Yeah, that Haas needs to be in that DRS zone to have any chance on that that penultimate straight. Might just have to send it up the inside and hope.
So Gus Rules is currently in the pits, but he's so far ahead it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it's
So
a free
Gus
stop
going
for fastest lap.
Yep, fastest lap. That's what he's going to go for. Shrimp gets a 3-second time penalty there in the back. So let's just have a look at Gus. He comes out of the pits now. He rejoins.
Memphis still going through the chicane, so yeah, pretty safe. I'll stop that, but now he's got to turn it on. He's been in cruise control, as we see a yellow
flag.
I don't see any incidents on track, so that might have just been a run wide. But yeah, he's been in cruise control for the last 40 laps. Now he suddenly needs to turn it on with set of softs and go hard and push for a fast lap. Might see a mistake creep in.
So,
It's
it's
risk.
safe bet to say that Memphis probably won't catch him. 12 seconds. And Gus still has the fresh tyres. But yes, if a mistake does set in, that'll be his lead gone. So he'll have to play it safe. But it looks like he is trying to go for the fastest lap. So we'll see his progress on that. As Bandcamp's trying to close up the gap. His gap and Potsy's gap are the same. Will he be able to make it up before the end of the race? I don't know. It's starting to creep out to 2 seconds now.
Yeah, Potsy's way harsher on those tyres. He's sitting on average a good 10 degrees up skins for all 4 tyres, which, as we know, hurts on corner entry and exit. I'll just put that down.
So the gap is now 2 seconds. So it looks like Bandcamp's just going to miss out on that third position. Does Potsy have a time penalty? I don't think he does.
No, Potsy's one of the few cars that has no
Shrimp's
penalty.
off, spoon curve.
Yep.
Ooh. Let's invite Bull and Rocky in. These two are going to be battling on re-entry for Shrimp.
And Bull and Rockets, he's now closing up the gap. A much better exit as Shrimp tried to get off. Back onto the track, lap 51.
Shrimp's tyres aren't overheated though, which he's pretty lucky about. So that's usually the thing that gets you on re-entry, but Bull and Rocky's right up his clacker. Here we go.
Oh no, Memphis Reigns with a 3-second time penalty. So that's going to affect.
Yeah, as it stands, Potsy holds second due to penalties. Well and truly by a few seconds
Here
actually.
comes Bull and Rocky up on the inside. Ooh, but he does have to pull away as Shrimp closed the door.
Memphis needs to find 4 seconds. Another 4 seconds on Potsy if he wants to stay up there in second.
So, can we have a quick update? How many penalties does Memphis actually have? Is it just the one?
No, it's at least 2. Hold on, look it through.
And also, while you're at it, what about Band? Because will Band be able to take third position by default at this rate? I think Band has a time penalty, though. I think he got one.
Yeah, he definitely does. So, is it? Oh.
Gus Rules with a 1:31.6. So that's cemented the fastest lap now. So it looks like he'll be taking the win and the extra point.
Yeah, Memphis has 6 seconds worth of penalties at the moment.
Bandcamp has 3. So right now it looks like Potsy, all he's got to do is hold his own and he'll be okay. God, look at Bull and Rocky, he gets so close, but he backs off just before the triangle. Not to put her out of contention, but Wahid is also closing up fairly quickly. As Shrimp moves over. Bull and Rocky's probably going to get a pretty easy overtake. Or not.
Shrimpo
back in. They're side by side right now.
Penalty-wise, Shrimpo is currently sitting in 7th because of his penalties, I think. No, 6. He has a couple as well, so...
And he just got another 3.
So actually now he will be sitting in 7th for Shrimpo. As long as that gap stays as it is.
You can tell Bull Gus trying to get faster and faster. Of course, the drivers don't know about each other's penalties.
Gus has
53.
getting into squeaky bum time now. Last lap you could throw a blanket over them. They're all setting 34s or high 33s.
So lap 53, that means Gus Rules has just gone. He's setting the last lap now. So if we have a look, the closest gap right now is Bull and Rocky behind Shrimp. He's trying to catch him up, and he's out 1 second, so he's not going to have the DRS for the last lap unless he can bring it back. Here we go. So, Bull and Rocky now with DRS, trying to close up onto the McLaren as they hit the last lap. It's going to be all or nothing now for the Racing Point driver. Tries to go on the outside of first curve, not going to happen. Will he get the inside? Closes it up now to 1.1. Does it go through a snake? Just trying to keep it tight. He knows this is the only chance he's got. But then again, he'll get the point. Oh! Manages to catch this car in a slide. That's okay. Shrimp has
That would have
a
put the
decent...
steering guide on,
Yeah.
I think.
Shrimp has a ton of penalties, so it's not like it's going to affect him too much. But as that, let's try and jump on with Gus Rules. See him as he comes through 130R now, into the triangle, down through the brakes. Takes the right, takes the left, into last curve. And very comfortably, he's going to take his win for the first 100% race. Well done to Gus.
Phenomenal
Takes
drive.
that first placed on the podium. But hold on a minute. Memphis is coming around in second, Potty in third. But let's have a look at Wahid as he's just closed the gap between him and Bull and Rocky because of the slide to 0.7.
We'll see Potsy jump up on Memphis here. Yep. What about Band? Will he as well? No, just 5 seconds out. Shrimpo.
Oh, and Wahid goes wide there just for the triangle, so he won't be able to do it.
Bull and Rocky should jump Shrimpo here on the line, and potentially Wahid as well.
There
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. 53 laps done and dusted. Gus, your winner. Oh, man. What a long race.
What a great drive by Gus and everyone, actually, to be fair. Everyone who finished, good job, well done. To those who didn't, better luck next time. But great race.
Very well done by all of our drivers as they celebrate there. So good points from Gus, of course, taking the win and fastest lap.
Dominant performance, absolutely dominant performance. It was never in doubt pretty much from the get-go.
Alright, so Gus Rules takes your pole position. Potsy in second. Memphis Reigns for third. Bandcamp so close, but with those added penalties, he just missed out. And we had something like 8 DNFs for that race, so unfortunate. And a lot of retirements. But yeah, what a great race. Okay, so hopefully you've enjoyed that. We've enjoyed casting it. As usual, I'm Kunai Zero. With me was Seb and C Carrot, and we will see you at the next broadcast.
Cheers, guys. See you around for tomorrow night.
You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you think I would look pretty body on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face. Got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you break your back to make me feel again. Suffocate to make me breathe again. Lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption never came. I stopped asking for forgiveness, cause you should know only fools tread with the angels. Fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close. Save myself by turning into stone. So save your judgment cause you just don't know. But some things never change, never change. Oh, they say I should feel guilty and change my ways, leaving crumpled bodies in my wake. Swear I didn't mean to make them break. Swear I didn't mean to make them break. But they're so delicate and so mundane, and they keep coming like a moth to a flame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You break your back to make me feel again. Suffocate to make me breathe again. Lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption never came.
Woke up, told myself to push and never stop. I've been stressed out, watching both these hands around the clock. With my eyes wide, trying to get the panorama shot. Whole world getting blurry to me, answers getting lost. So I watch my back and keep it moving to the front. And remember that the world's yours, do it how you want. You've been waiting here for too long, think it's time for you to move on. Realize that there's real lies in these real times to be
I've been
strong.
waiting all my life, and it was right before my eyes. Watching all this time slip by, now I realize you're not been